Welcome back to Dr. Liu's VCE Chemistry channel. Today, we'll break down the galvanic and fuel cells questions from the 2024 NHT chemistry exam. My explanations might need refinement, so I welcome corrections or feedback from teachers, parents, or students. Galvanic cells transform chemical energy into electrical energy, typically consuming their stored reactants over time. In contrast, fuel cells also convert chemical energy to electrical energy, but they depend on a continuous external supply of reactants rather than internal storage. Solid electrolytes are feasible and are commonly seen in solid oxide fuel cells. Porous electrodes are utilized to maximize the contact area. Membranes are infrequently used in fuel cells because they typically do not conduct electricity, and their inclusion in the electrolyte would result in selective ion transport. The continuous replenishment of reactants ensures that the voltage generated by fuel cells remains stable and consistent. While water is a product of both cathodic, positive electrode, reactions, the experimental cell produces more water for an equivalent electron gain. Conversely, at the anode, negative electrode, water is consumed as a reactant, and both reactions consistently produce the same amount of carbon dioxide. This section is worth 3 marks. 2.5% of the total 120 points, derived entirely from 3 multiple-choice questions. Key comparisons and characteristics include galvanic versus fuel cells, both convert chemical energy into electrical energy. Galvanic cells use stored reactants, while fuel cells require a continuous supply. Fuel cell characteristics: they feature aqueous, liquid, or solid electrolytes, utilize porous electrodes for increased contact, and maintain stable voltage due to continuous reactant flow. Methanol-Oxygen Fuel Cell versus experimental galvanic cell. Under standard acidic conditions, both produce the same amount of carbon dioxide at the anode. However, the experimental galvanic cell yields more water at the cathode than the fuel cell. Should you require assistance, please feel free to connect via WeChat or WhatsApp and send an email. Thank you for your attention. Kindly note the details of Dr. Liu's VCE Physics, Chemistry, and Biology channels.